This is my 550 gallon cylinder tank. It's for holding live bait. It works extremely well compared to the square tanks that I used to use. This one is a 67 inch in diameter by 44 inches tall. It's green in color. I like the green. It doesn't let a whole lot of light through. It does let a little light through, which is not a big deal. Anything to lessen the shadows coming through the outside of the wall, which would spook the bait. You do want it in shade because you want to keep the water as cold as possible, especially during the springtime. So anyhow, where I cut the opening for the top, I kept the piece that I cut out and then put tabs on it all the way around it to, you know, keep it from falling through and that kind of thing. And it actually worked out pretty nice for the door. It keeps any kind of bait that would jump out of the water from jumping out, and anything from getting in and dirtying the tank, and animals and so on and so forth. The hinges are zip ties, which won't rust. They're the big ones. And these two zip ties you see are holding the UV filter. I would like to keep that on the inside of the tank right there. It's just where it needs to be for where the sub pump placement is. The sub pump is at 800 gallons per hour, which is plenty for this tank because it more than cycles the entire tank. If it's full, it's not full quite yet. I will fill it up, but for filming purposes, I've left it down a little shallow. There's a sump pump. It stays right in the middle. When it circulates the water around, it actually brings all the debris into the middle where the pre-filters and the sub pump takes all the debris up to the filter. You can use a siphoning method with a hose to siphon any debris that you see that the filter doesn't get. It doesn't take very much effort at all to do that, and it keeps the tank a lot cleaner with minimal effort. So, in order to keep the circulation and the aeration going, I do have these air stones in here. Probably don't need them because I get a lot of aeration with the filter spraying down into the tank. It agitates the surface, releases toxic gases that are in the water, which is very beneficial for the fish, and it also helps to aerate the water. And then I have my dannco 11 on a 600 gallon per hour sub pump. Now, I put this on a slide so I can slide it up to access the filter, the pre-filter. Every now and again you will want to clean that pre-filter up. I have the slide in place and bolted up here so it always stays in position to circulate the water. As you can see, it works really well. That drops down to the bottom of the tank. All that stuff's not going to rot. It's good to go. I really love this setup. I mean, my baits have not been anywhere close to dying. And it's really been good. The UV filter right here. The filter box. That filter box comes from Tractor Supply. It's a container made by Tough Stuff. It's a real, like a rubber kind of a material. It's not going to break. It's not going to wear out. That thing will probably last as long as it takes for sure. So that's a permanent filter box, and it's really nice because it's integrated into the tank itself. Close the lid down. This is the lid that comes with these tanks, which is really awesome. I will cut the water off so you can see how this works. this hose I have about 3/16 drill bit holes all around in the very bottom of it, so it sprays directly down on the side. And it's only a half circle from that point all the way around to that point. And the reason for that is you want the water to come into the tank on this side, on this filter box, and then run past the filters in order to get out of the holes over here. And that's important because you want to move all the water that you're filtering as much as you can over the filter pad. This is a bonded filter pad. I bought this stuff. It's like a Pawn Right or Start Right from PetSmart. It's double bonded sided filter pad. This is something you could look up bonded filter media online and get it cut to fit. I mean, you can cut it to fit. You can order the right dimensions. And you can fill the entire bottom of this rather than having individual squares. I don't mind it right now. This is actually going to do me in until springtime, and then I'll probably just order new material right before spring when I start holding a lot more bait. So all my holes are around here. Now that it's drained down enough to see. And it works out well. The level stays exactly where it should. If it was to fill up a little extra, the water would start weeping out of those zip tie holes around on the top side. So, not a big deal. Really awesome. I mean, worked out really good. So, all this filter pad, you're just gonna kind of situate it. Mainly all the water flows past the entire pad itself, and that catches all the debris, and it does work. It works really well. Keep the water completely clear. I could have this tank slammed full of bait, and it would be completely clear along with the UV filter. So, that's it. I hope you liked it. Sure as heck, dude. This whole setup, this tank cost me about $450. Then you have the cost of sub pumps, UV filter. I would imagine have around 800 in it. It's about 800 bare bones kind of a thing. You would have to construct it yourself, you know, fabricate it, but this gives you some ideas on what to do. Works for me. Anyways, thanks a lot.